generally palliative in nature, which is focusing mainly on stress reduction. And these are designed to balance the vitality in the system. And with that, minor issues get resolved. And as many of you have reported, drop in blood pressure and minor issues getting resolved, which includes a better sleep quality. And so most of the practices that we do on weekdays are palliative in nature, except some spinal mantra. Some are therapeutic also. And on weekends we do extensive session which have more therapeutic elements. And in fact, Narayan ji developed innovative yoga therapy technique, measured yoga therapy, where we measure the nadi readings by measuring the fingertip using the ultraphotonic imaging device BioWell, which tells us 40 plus organs how they communicate, and we can map those readings into quantitative numbers. And on that basis, we can recommend a specific targeted exercise if you have any personal condition. And if you need to have a personal consultation, it can be scheduled. I can put the email ID of Bal Mukund in the chat box. And since we are broadcasting these sessions, it's not advisable to discuss your conditions. As this is a public forum, these sessions are recorded and this is broadcasted in YouTube. And few points to note: follow instructions to avoid any adverse reactions. Always keep your spine straight, and doing the practices gently without strain is very important. And there is limitations in terms of duration and count of specific exercises, which will be told to you in advance. And if you are having any doubt with the practice, or if you are having any pain or severe sensation, please stop the practice and seek clarification. The liability is entirely yours. And please do not merge two exercises. If there is a mudra that need to be followed with a practice, we will let you know in advance. And always slower the better, and visualize the part or body that is being exercised for maximum effect. And regular discipline practice is also key. So as we mentioned, these practices are broadcasted in YouTube. So if you miss a day, you can go to the YouTube channel Life in Yoga Rajan, and you can access the recordings over there. And as most of you know, yoga is not just physical exercise. It is not a religious practice either. So all are welcome. And yoga brings good health to mind, body, and brings inner awareness and a sense of cosmic connection. Welcome to today's session. Over to Narayan ji.
So we'll begin with 3 ohms as usual. Take a deep breath in. We need to mute. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So now we begin as usual with our chakra vibrations. Bring your awareness to the perineum. And for those of you who are new, the perineum is the point between the anus and the genitals. And so when you're seated, that's the part that doesn't touch the seat. We gently squeeze there and we do the mantra, Lam, and this is done audibly. And we keep the little finger pressed against the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Lam. 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 Release the mudra and continue. Lam. Last time. Lam. Bring your awareness 1 inch above the perineum, and this is the place behind where we urinate. And as we compress there from front to back slightly, we do the mantra Vam, and we keep the ring finger pressed against the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Vam. 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 Release the mudra and continue. Vam. That is good. Bring the awareness behind the navel, and there we do the mantra Ram as we gently draw in at the navel. And here we use the mudra, the middle finger pressed against the thumb. Take a deep breath. Ram. 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 Release the mudra and continue. Ram. One last time. Ram. Bring the awareness in between the breasts and the middle of the body, and here we do the sound Yam. And here we keep the mudra, the index finger pressed against the thumb. Take a deep breath. Yum. 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 Release and continue. Yum. Yum. One last time.
Yum.
Yum. Now we bring our awareness to the throat, and in the throat we do the sound hum. There is there a feedback now? Yes. So there is somebody who is not muted. Okay, that is Mahesh Agarwal. I have muted him. That's good. Okay. So now we bring our awareness to the throat, and here we do the sound hum. And when we do the sound hum, we keep the thumbs up in a loose fist. Take a deep breath.
Hum.
Hum. Release the mudra and continue. Now we bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and there we do the sound chum. So again, thumbs up mudra. Chum. 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 Release the mudra, and one last time. Top of the head we do Om, and here also thumbs up mudra. Take a deep breath. Om. release the mudra and continue. Now let's go on to our happy face breathing, our Ujjayi pranayama. So those of you who know, please continue. And those of you who need instruction, close your eyes and keep your focus on the throat all the time with your eyes closed. Now, as you make a big smile, feel the stretch in the throat. And as you feel the stretch in the throat, as you inhale and exhale, make sure the air. Mahesh Agarwal, please don't mess with your computer. You're unwittingly unmuting, and there is feedback coming. Okay, be careful. Okay, so as you keep your eyes closed, you feel the stretch in the throat as you make a big smile. And as you inhale and exhale, feel the air rubbing at the throat. Breathe as slowly as is comfortable, and that has the best effect if you can feel there. If your picture is on, if your video is on, then I'll be able to see each one of you to make sure you're doing it right. Carry on. All of you seem to be doing well, except Leena Kothari, you're not getting the effect. So yes, please do the Ujjayi Pranayam and try to make the smile and feel the stretch in the throat and do slow breathing. Okay. So now I'm going to skip the respiratory mantra because we are a little backed up in time. We will do the spinal exercises, and then if we have time in the end, we will do that. So as you exhale, bring your one ear towards the shoulder. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, go towards the other shoulder. And inhale, come back up and continue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and last 16. Now as you inhale, come back to the starting position. As we exhale, we turn the head and looking over the shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, look the other side, and inhale, come back. Continue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and last 60. Okay, now when you come back to the starting position, inhale back and exhale, chin towards the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last 10. As you exhale, when you bring the chin towards the chest, we do 360-degree rotation. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, complete the other half, and continue. 2, 3, 4, 5. And last, 6. Let's go in the opposite direction. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Oh, that was 1 over. That's good. Now we get over to our shoulder exercises. Inhale, lift up one shoulder. Exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Inhale, second shoulder. As you exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. And continue. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. Okay, now let's go on to the hand exercises. Inhale, palms up perpendicular to the forearm and stretch out the fingers. Exhale, the thumb in and make a downward facing fist. Let's go. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. Now we rotate around the wrist. Inhale once, half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Let's go opposite. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. That's good. Now elbows in line with the shoulders. Inhale, come up around the wrist, and exhale, bring it down. You're moving every part of the wrist, palm, fingers, and elbows. Inhale and exhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Let's go backward. 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's good. Now, let's interlock the hands and bring it behind the head. And as you exhale, turn to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, go the other way, inhale, come back. And continue, exhale. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That is good. Now, get hold of your elbows, and as you exhale, pull one hand and bring it this way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, press the other way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale and continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's good. Now,
Rajan, one question. Do we have an alternative for this? I'm not able to lift my arm like this, the right
yeah,
hand.
so don't do it. We will have a conversation later. Okay. Now, get hold of your elbows behind the back and get hold of the, yeah. Now, as you exhale, turn to one side and inhale, come back. Exhale the other way, inhale, come back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's good enough. Now I want to do something new and different today. Those of you who are sitting in a chair, go all the way back and keep your palms firmly on the chair. So your hand like this. Spread out your hand. And then those of you who are on the floor, you
Having some audio problems.
Dr. Rajan, we can't hear you, Rajan. Dr. Rajan, we can't hear you.
I think it's
okay. I'm saying with the hands are firmly on the floor, we are going to do happy face breathing. Okay, did everybody hear?
Yeah, the people sitting in the chair, what do we do?
So when you're sitting in the chair, take your butt all the way back to the back of the chair, spread your feet out as wide as possible, and keep the palms on the seat. So that's what I showed you here. I'm on the chair. Here is the palms on the seat,
Okay.
right? And now you do the happy face breathing, okay?
On the floor, what do you do on the floor?
Find a way to keep your hands pressed on the floor. You can sit any way in which you feel like. If you want to spread out your legs like that and then do it, that is fine. If you want to sit in any cross-legged, given looking at you, you probably will not be able to do it without spreading your legs, okay? So you spread your legs out and then keep the palms on the floor in between your legs. Continue.
Do we put pressure on the chair with your hand down?
Yes.
Okay.
The pressure is important for the wrist and palm. Okay. Now you can come a little forward on your chair and get hold of your back, lower back with your hands, with the thumbs outside and the other fingers pressing on the two sides of the spine. As you inhale, push on one hand and go back, and exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other one and go back, and inhale, exhale, come forward. Continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, and last 40. Now we'll skip the shoulder exercise and we'll do it in the end. What you do is cross your hand over one knee and take the other hand behind and turn as you exhale. Inhale, come back. Cross the other way and turn, inhale, come back, and continue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 20. Very good. Now we will cross one leg over the other. And as you exhale, pull up the leg, not only up, but cross it over and turn your head to the same side as the leg you're holding. Inhale, release, and exhale, turn. Continue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is good. Now let's go the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we will stand up and we will bend forward. We will skip the cycling exercise. So those of you who need the chair, you know what to do. Hold the chair whichever way to keep your balance, and don't bend your back, and bend from the waist. And in order to go down further, bend at your elbows, but don't bend at your knees. For those of you who have the balance, bring your hands behind your back, get hold of your elbows, and as you exhale, lean forward and come down. Keep the feet shoulder width apart and stay there, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and slowly come up. And now take your seat, and we will do the last exercises. We are going to lift both the shoulders together. You know this exercise? Inhale, lift up both the shoulders. Exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Again, 2. Now when you inhale, feel like you're lifting right up from the pelvis and you're rotating back. This is the balancer exercise. 3, 4. Feel the lift from the pelvis itself. 5, 6. The hip also moves up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's continue. 11, 12, 30, and last 40. Now we are ready to go on to the Bhastrika Pranayam. And you all know there are 2 ways of doing the full deep breathing. And when we fill up the lower lung, the abdominal area comes out. And as the middle lung fills in, the chest expands. And as the upper lung fills in, the shoulder stretches back. And as we exhale, all of them contract. One way to do it is with hands here, and you go. The other way to do is we go like this. So do whichever way you like. Let's go. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 10, 20. Exhale. Bring the hands down, eyes closed. Observe if there are any sensations in the head. If there is any sensation, just keep watching. If there are no sensations, that's fine. Okay. Now we are going to do the spinal mantra starting from the feet. The feet, the mantra is Shim. In the knee, it is, in the feet, the mantra is Aim. The knees is Shim. And the base of the spine is Jim. So let's begin. Keep moving the awareness from the feet ankle to the knees to the base of the spine. I'm Shim Jim. 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 Now we go from the base of the spine to the lumbar region to the back, the thoracic region. There we go. Jim Jaim Haim, 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 Jim Jaim Jim Jaim Haim, 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 Jim Jaim Haim. Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim. Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim, Jim Jaim Haim. Now we'll go from the thoracic region to back of the neck to the back of the head. Haim, Aim, Om, 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 Haim, Aim, Om. Now let's begin from the feet and go all the way up. Aim Shim Jim Jaim Haim Aim Om. 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 I'm Shim Jim Jaim Haim I'm Om. I'm Shim Jim Jaim Haim I'm Om. Now we go to the next round of Bhastrika. Let's go. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. And 20. Exhale. Eyes closed. Observe the sensations in your head. Okay. Sensations have gone below the head. You still have sensation in other parts, but let's go to the third round. Loose fist. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. And 20. Exhale. Bring down the hands, eyes closed. Observe the sensations in your head if you have any. If there is nothing in the head, observe the sensations below the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the spine, the back, the front, the hips, the legs. Wherever you feel the sensations, keep observing them. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. And if you have a personal mantra, you can do it. And I saw Niru Takyar today. So Vinod Takyar can do the mantra him, H-I-M, him as the personal mantra. And for others, you can watch your breath and listen to the Om in the background. Mentally tell yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as a thought, raise your hands up and bring it 6 inches in front of your face and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. Is there anybody new who joined today who would like to introduce themselves?
Yes, I'm new to this session today, and
Yes.
my name is Lagnesh Barshne. My wife has been doing it for quite some time now. So today is my first day. I'm from Sugarland, Texas.
Welcome. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
introducing
you.
yourself.
Yeah, I work in government as a chief engineer in construction, City of Houston.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Rajanji.
Yes.
This is Vijaya Reddy.
Yes.
I joined in 2 days back.
Can I see your face?
Yes.
Oh, I know you. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the
She was
thing is,
watching.
Pardon?
She was watching almost 1 month, but I made her to watch here, register herself.
yeah, you know how many Vijaya Reddys we get over here? There is another one also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
and so that is why I wanted to make sure you sounded familiar. So I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. We used to see the temple every single time. SSVT
Exactly.
temple.
Yes.
So thank you. It was very nice. I am enjoying.
Thank you.
Continue.
Thank you.
So-
Welcome.
You are doing excellent job.
Well, thank you. Please keep joining and share it with your friends and ask them to come too.
Yeah.
You see, we have the system has the ability to have 500 people coming on video simultaneously.
Yeah, we are telling, and I am telling and sending that this one also
Friends.
information for the friends.
Yes,
So they may join soon. Okay.
very good.
Nareddy and Gundareddy should send volunteers also.
Sorry, somebody else was going to say something?
On Narayan
Yeah.
mentioning Vijay and Gundareddy should share it with the temple volunteers. I think they are part of many group, and we don't see much people from our Sweetie temple, so they should share.
Okay. We are sending. So.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bye.
Mr. Rajan, we are Shirish Desai and Sudha Desai from Sugarland.
Wonderful. Welcome. Thank you. And I think Mrs. Desai wanted to be part of the spine this thing. Right? I have your,
Right.
Yes.
I have everything. I'll be sending out after I do the recording, probably on Thursday. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I think Mr. Jagan Lodhaji was going to say something, right?
Yes, thank you so much indeed, Dr. Rajan. Yesterday, you had made a comment about the dehydration of the intervertebral discs.
Yes.
And I'm not quite sure how many of our senior citizens paid attention to it, because almost all of them are likely to have this dehydration problem in the intervertebral area. So the mantra that you make us do, I think they have to understand that one and pay even more attention. That's number one item. Number two item, you had mentioned that the exercises, the ones that you make us do like this one and backward, etc., will put any of the disc bulges back into the place.
Yes. Actually, the most common place for disc bulging is in the lumbar area for most people.
Yes.
And so that is the reason why we added the exercise where we have the hand behind and inhale, go back, and inhale, go the other way, right?
Yes.
So the thing is basically this entire series of exercise as a general health exercise that we have done is targeted on with the realization of the common problems a lot of people have.
Correct.
And the point you point about the gradual degeneration of the spine, and the first place of it is the dehydration of the disc. That's why we have all of those together. By the way, the Bhastrika Pranayama is extremely important. And that is why we alternate the mantras and the Bhastrika Pranayama together, because the mantras stimulate, but Bhastrika Pranayama gives the energy for it to rehydrate.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Such a pleasure. Thank you. So we have a bunch of questions here that have come in the chat box. So let's go on top. Kusum Khanna asks, chakra with or without mudra, what is the difference? Okay. The difference between the chakras with and without mudra is when you do it with mudra, it gives you a little like a 10% or 20% extra impact for the mantra. Okay. It's not a huge impact, but it gives like 10-20% extra impact. So what happens is we don't need to do as many repetitions as we would do without mantra. And the reason we release the mudra in the end is the power packed impact will clear the chakra, but because we are using the power of this mudra, it gets blocked in the Ajna chakra. So we want it to go through the top of the head. We shouldn't say it gets blocked. It gets restraining from the Ajna chakra. So once it crosses this head point, we want to release it more effective going through the top of the head. So Kusum Khanna ji, are you happy with the explanation? Okay. So now Anu Varshne asks about the mantra for the hands. Okay, what happens is, in all these cases, when we talk about generalities, means it may not necessarily work for everyone. This is the reason we do our readings with the Nadi, to verify whether it will work or not. Okay, but I'll tell you the mantra for the for this part and here is Aim Nam Aim Neem. Okay, and so Aim Nam Aim Neem, and so that is the mantra that you can use. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And okay, so Mukta Hendi asks, which of all the exercises we do here have side effects if not done correctly? The biggest potential for side effects is the mantras. Okay, and any mantra we do, it has to flow. If it gets locked down anywhere, then in which case it can create some unwanted reaction. But the unwanted reaction will be known to you immediately. If you feel any discomfort, if you feel any discomfort doing any practice in yoga, it is not suited for you. You should stop it immediately. So everything done in yoga must be done with peace and ease within. Okay. Now, within the exercises that we do, well, if you have any particular defect in your system, obviously that will be a signal for you. If you have a spinal injury, if you have a neck problem, and if you have problem doing one exercise or the other, that is what it will be negative for you, even if you try to do it correctly, because there is some imbalance or problem in the system. Don't worry about it. Skip those exercises which gives you any kind of discomfort. And what will happen is, after 6 months of regular practice, you will begin to find, sometimes not even 6 months, 2-3 months of regular practice, you will find certain areas open up as they resolve. Then you will be able to do those exercises later. Never be in a hurry and never push to do any exercise where you feel a discomfort or pain. Okay, you can skip it. Then with respect to all the pranayama exercise, they are second in order after the mantras. If the pranayama exercise are done wrong, they will have more negative impact than the asana exercises. And of course, finally, it is the asanas, if they are done, in the spinal alignment exercise we do, you can never go wrong as long as you avoid any pain or discomfort and you do it slowly with the breath. Then you cannot go wrong. If you're fast, you can go wrong. Okay, so that is this thing. Then let's see. Any other questions? Okay, now we don't have any written questions. Anybody who wants to speak up, you're welcome to do so. We have 20 minutes of time.
Dr. Rajan, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Other day you said the Kriya Yoga and Karma Yoga are the same. So please, can you help me correct my understanding? Because I was always thinking that Kriya Yoga, like the Lam, Vam, Chakra Vibrations we do, that is probably falling into the Kriya Yoga category, because you're dealing with the energies of the body, like the prana of the body, and correcting it. Karma is more on the physical action and mental actions, mental thoughts. That's my understanding. But you said there is no difference between Kriya Yoga and Karma Yoga. Can you please correct me where I'm wrong?
Yes. Popular misconceptions are there in understanding of yoga. And the biggest popular misconception is trying to think that it is like Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, all of these things. Yoga is only one. And the system of yoga is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Now, how does the yogic process work? What is yoga? Yoga is being able to activate your inner awareness and go beyond the body, whereby you get spiritual or cosmic insight, which is called prajna. And that is what guides you to fulfill the purpose of your life. Okay. So now, Why is it you're unable to experience it, and what is the process whereby you're able to experience it? You're unable to experience it because you're full of programs inside. Those programs are impelling you into being in certain ways, and the program components, a very important component of the program is the mind. Another important component of the program is all the embedded from previous lives or from the first time creation, all the leanings, likes, dislikes, all of that coming in. And what is the role of the mind coming in here? It is always categorizing things, desirable, undesirable. And the biggest problem is thinking that I'm the body, thinking I'm this. When you think that way, what happens is you're doing everything for the body or for the mind. And so that is what is called avidya. So in this cycle, when we are working with all of these, what is the purification process? The purification process is twofold. One is no reactivity to whatever you do. When I say no reactivity, it means no regrets, no feeling of, terrible high level of, Yahoo happiness kind of thing. There is no reaction of either side of a very great degree. Okay. And the second element of it is you deal with whatever situations that come in front of you. And so because that is the unfolding of your program. Okay. So unfolding of your karmas. So in the process of unfolding of your karmas, when you interact with it, you're expending energy that flows and that burns up the program. Okay. So by being a pure observer and interacting with the situation, you're burning energy which burns up the program. Now, without the flow of energy, no program gets burned. And that is why in Kriya Yoga, when they say, focus on the breath and work through it, okay? And work through it with the chakras. The programs that are there will not burn unless the energy moves. And what is the nature of Karma Yoga? The nature of Karma Yoga is don't be reactive to what you're doing. Just do it without any reaction, selfless, right? And so that is the process of consuming the program with the just movement of the energy with whatever action. So now, if you're doing some action selflessly and you're doing the breathing with the selflessly, they are both the same. They're expending energy. The key component, it is selfless. So there is no reactivity. Second component is energy moving that burns off all the programs that are in there, right? So both of these, so this is what makes it really Karma Yoga or Kriya Yoga. So in other words, the Karma Yoga and Kriya Yoga, effectively the functionality is one and the same. Now let's go a little bit to understand the other dimensionalities. Now, other side of it is, if you think in terms of Bhakti Yoga, where you have mentally surrendered everything to God, you can be in two different places there. People may have a wrong understanding of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga doesn't mean I've left everything to God and then going and said, I've left everything to you, now give me this and give me that. No. If you're into that, give me this and give me that mode, then that's a transaction over there. Okay. There is a reaction to it. Okay. So on the other hand, if it is a case you have let go of everything, then immediately reactivity is gone. You have surrendered everything to God. But what happens is here, it is the mental make of non-reactivity that comes from surrender to God. However, in the Karma Yoga phase, you're being non-reactive, but not with a kind of surrender, but with the expending of the energy that burns off the program. Now, when you think in terms of the Jnana Yoga approach, the Jnana Yoga approach is again the idea of trying to understand what is the nature of reality. And by trying to understand the nature of what is the nature of reality, you stop being, your immediate understanding is, I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. And the moment you, that impels you with respect to saying, okay, I should be non-reactive, not be affected anything. So in other words, there are three different approaches to it. But all these three different approaches have a common element. They all work in terms of being non-reactive. And that is the key that burns up all the unwanted things. Right? So that is why when people look in terms of, you see, for common people for whom the spiritual understanding has not elevated to a point, for them, simplistically, people say all of these things. And there is also a justification for it from the Vedic system. In the there is a segment called, within the Taittiriya Upanishad, the 4th chapter is called Maha Narayan Upanishad. So in that Upanishad, towards the end of it, it is basically talking about how you transcend from ritual approach to the approach of yogic understanding. In the transcending process, there are many things that how you change your lifestyle. First is in your belief, system of belief, the faith is very, very important. So you begin with faith. And then what do you do? In order to understand that you're not this body, you don't live for this body. What happens is, in that system, it talks about how you begin with giving up. You start by giving dana. When you give dana, what happens? That means the sense of me and things for me goes out, so you give. Now, who are you? Now, the higher level of yoga is nobody gives and nobody takes. Okay? But on the other hand, in the beginning step, when you start giving, then it goes away from the sense of this me as the person. And then as you transcend and you go further in yoga and you live for others rather than for yourself, you begin to realize that others is not the people around you, it is the entire cosmos. And that is how the dharma unfolds and the higher realization. So the step, because for the step-by-step realization as part of the culture, the steps are all built in, but the final destination is a different matter, right? Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Dr.
Any other questions? Yes, yes, Tara Narasimhan, go ahead.
Okay. My question still lingers on me about the Brahma Sutras and then the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And the Brahma Sutra, you said, comprises of the Vyasa, Vedanta, Sanatana Dharma, all of it. So the roots of these are different, but it branches out as the Patanjali gives the Yoga Sutra purely related to the body and mind.
No, I will answer the full question properly because we have 10 minutes time.
Sure.
And so this question needs time. See, what happens is, let's ask this question. When any society, some people have greater spiritual awareness than other people. And it is a process whereby when people are young, from the aging process, they develop greater awareness and wisdom, right? It happens in every society. And if you look across the board, actually the standing example for you is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. That is Chief Justice Roberts, right? Now, Chief Justice Roberts, when he was nominated to the Supreme Court, he was thought to be a very conservative judge. And he was thought to be a person. And if you look at some of the conservative values, is, people have to make their own effort. The concept of, supporting people who are vulnerable and in the population, their view is people need to make their own effort. There is truth to that people need to make their own effort but then there is also, along with that conservatism goes a kind of a religious ideology, this is right and that is wrong. And when you go into the higher spiritual domain, you realize all of that goes into the gray areas. People are all different. One person's right is another person's wrong. Okay, the concept of Swadharma. So what has happened is, as people age and they go through this process, what has happened over the last 15 years, Chief Justice Roberts has moved from a person who was completely, conservative onto a centrist. Number of rulings that have come in the 5-4 decisions in the last, month or so, people are beginning to realize, hey, Chief Justice Robert has let down the conservatives. That's not what happened. What happened is he has matured more spiritually, the aging process, right? So in every society and everywhere, this is bound to happen. That is why you will find younger people are ready to lift up in protest and become angry and all of that. And older people are much calmer, right? So, and so this aspect of it means in every society, in every place, spiritual understanding will come, and the people who have the wisdom will share their wisdom with other people in the society. And there will be a certain level of, veneration for such people. And so what has happened is, if you look at the Indian subcontinent, going back some 5,000-6,000 years back, as in every culture, such things were building along. So what happened was, in those days where transportation and communication is limited to small areas, right? So what happened was, there were 32 religious traditions that, that was present in the Indian subcontinent. And not 32, sorry, 33 religious traditions. So each calls God by a different name. They're worshiping by different names with slightly different rituals and all of that. Now, people who are looking for a higher level of a philosophy, you see, religion and rituals are one thing, but philosophy is about the nature of existence and how you realize that, right? So the philosophical aspect, the earliest document that was created came from the Muni called Kapila. So Kapila Muni wrote a philosophical document that is called the Sankhya Sutras. Okay, and in the Sankhya Sutras, it is basically a very logical document about the nature of matter and the nature of energy flow. That is what Sankhya Sutras. In the Sankhya Sutras, there is no mention of God. There is no Ishvara over there. Okay? And then, but the thing is, you see, just because there is no Ishvara over there, we cannot conclude Sankhya Sutra is an atheistic philosophy. We can say it is non-theistic in the sense it doesn't bring God into it. Okay? Now, the reason I say that is, the same sage Kapila, when his mother is in the deathbed, Devahuti, he is actually telling his mother about the nature of existence and the higher reality. And this is documented in the Bhagavata Purana. And the Bhagavata Purana is a Bhakti Purana. Okay? So we cannot say it is atheistic. We can only say it is non-theistic. Okay? The Kapila, knowing Kapila who he is. Now, after him, chronologically, there was the, the Nyaya Sutras of sage Gautama. And in his philosophy, again, it is more argumentative, and the Nyaya Sutra is a philosophy that is theistic. God comes in there. Then comes the Vaisheshika Sutra in chronological order, and that came from a Muni called Kannada. So this map there, it is again the God is not mentioned over there. And then after that comes the Purva Mimamsa, or the Mimamsa philosophy, and that comes from Jaimini. And there, very interestingly, the Mimamsa philosophy is very closely allied with the yajna-based kind of rituals. And so the ritual-based philosophy that is allied with ritual-based this thing comes from the Mimamsa philosophy. That is the fourth in the order. The fifth one, chronologically, is the Yoga Sutras. Yoga Sutra has no ritual associated with it. And then after that comes the Brahma Sutras. Now, all the previous, except for the Mimamsa philosophy and the Brahma Sutra philosophies, which is often referred to as Vedanta philosophy or the Uttara Mimamsa philosophy. Okay, so the other four are pure philosophy, and there is no ritual attached to them. But the Mimamsa, the Purva Mimamsa and the Uttara Mimamsa, or the Vedanta philosophies, have attached with it other things that are related to ritualism. Okay, and so within the within this Uttar-Mimamsa philosophy, this Brahma Sutras that was created. How was the Brahma Sutras created? The Brahma Sutras were authored by Vyasa, but they have been, it has been written in a very different way from the other philosophies. Yoga Sutra stands on its own. Brahma Sutra does not stand on its own. Sankhya Sutra stand on its own. Nyaya Sutra stands on its own. Whereas the Brahma Sutras, which is the Vedanta philosophy, does not stand on its own. It has direct reference to the Upanishads. Why? Because the way it was constructed at that time, we have to understand the written language came about only somewhere about 6,000 years back. And the Vedas were, but on the other hand, spiritual understanding was there even before that. So it was all verbally communicated before the written language came. So Vyasa did the extraordinary task of sending out a lot of his people to collect everything when the written language had some degree of maturity. He sent out people to collect the spiritual wisdom of people all over the country in the 33 religions that were there. And because all of them, the spiritual experience, all of them are valid. You cannot say they're invalid. And so he put them all together, classified them into the higher philosophical and higher spiritual experiences in the Upanishads. And then the lower ones, which are in the area of trying to explain phenomena, he put it in the Aranyakas. And then the ritualistic aspects came in the Brahma Sutras, the Brahmanas and the Samhitas. So the Brahma Sutra is related to the spiritual experiences of people that's explained in the Upanishads. So when each line of Brahma Sutras can be understood only by reference to that, whereas on the other hand, in the Yoga Sutras or the Sankhya Sutras or the Nyaya Sutras, you don't need anything else to refer to. Okay? You simply experience, with your spiritual experience, you can relate to them. So this is the chronology.
It's a very profound explanation that I kind of, had this wonder why Patanjali Yoga Sutra was not based on Vedic thing, but then it was completely entirely. I now understand when you explain it, it's much clearer.
Yeah, and it is very important to realize Vedic knowledge was present even before the Vedas were compiled by Vyasa.
Yeah.
And so you cannot say those other philosophies were not affected by it.
Okay. Perfect. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and we'll close that for today. I see some questions over there.
We have a few books we have been talking about. Have you written some books?
No, I did write a book on Hinduism going back, long time back, some 10, 15 years back. I never published it.
Now he's encyclopedia. That's what I think.
You see, what it is you see, one of the things is I go by my intuition. And what happens is in the world of literature and publications, people who are searching for the truth, before they find the entire truth, they are in a hurry to share whatever they have found with everybody. So what happens is 99% of written material, they are not perfect. They are the experiences and what they have discovered of other people. So the more and more we write, we add to information plus a lot of disinformation also. So my intuitive sense did not permit me to publish all of these, even though I've put in. Perhaps the time has come, and if that is the case, all of that will come in due course.
Please do.
Dr. Rajan, I have one question maybe for another time, but I just want to ask it. So a country with so much, such high flights of thought, right? When did actually that subcontinent start actually a downward trajectory towards, we had a history of slavery and people occupying us and all that.
Write down this question and next time we'll discuss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan, and thank you, my friend. You asked a best question and we
That's
got
right.
the best answer today.
Thank you
you
for
also.
best questions and thank you, yoga family.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Have a lovely evening, everybody.
You tomorrow.
Thank you.
I have pasted the video where Narayan is explaining this in like greater detail. Whatever he told in like 10 minutes, he explained it in like a 1 hour video. So if
Yeah.
you want to copy it, I can give you the session.
Please do, Sujit. That's a very good thing.
Oh yeah, that's very nice.
It's already there in the chat. So if someone want to copy it, you may do so.
Okay.
Whatever he explained in 10 minutes today, he put it in a video for like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So that YouTube link is there in the chat box.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Srijit.
Hope you got a chance to copy it. So I will disconnect the session. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.